at the daily candles for Bitcoin, but today I really wanted to look at the weekly candles because it might show the future price action of Bitcoin if we look at these previous trends. So starting from 2014, if we take the Fibonacci from the low after a previous high and bring the high as number one, we can see that right after that, the price kind of finished the top price, finished in between the 0.618 and the 0.786 Fibonacci levels. So this is right after when you had a high, it came down to the low, and then the price came in between 61.8% and 78.6% of the distance from the high to the low. It's just Fibonacci numbers. And if we look at the other ones too, other bull runs over the years, like this one here in 2018, we had a high, we bring it to the low, and then we can see that the next high afterward, finished in between 0.618 and the 0.786 Fibonacci levels. Same thing here. We had a high, bring it to the low, the second high ended at the 0.618 and between 0.786 Fibonacci levels. And right now, we're at price of Bitcoin right now is floating in between the 0.5 and 0.38 levels, finding the 0.5 region as resistance. But if it passes here, maybe find support on this region, we might see a rejection around in this region by looking at previous trends and previous price action. And if we look at the percentage movements right after they move, so I'm also added the 50, I think it was the 50-day, yes, the 50-day moving average, just to show what's the percentage increase in price after the price bounced off the moving average. For example, because right here, we had a bounce off the moving average, the 50-day one. So I wanted to look at the price action before to see what percentage the price can increase. And we may find an average of that. So if you look at that, we take it from the low, roughly here, and we take it to the high, roughly there. Maybe we can add just a bit more until this region right here. Roughly about 90% increase after it bounces off the 50-day moving average and then falls back down. If we also do it here, where it bounced off the 50-day moving average, so about here, we also see maybe around a 98% increase. Let's say about another 90% increase from the bottom after it bounced off the moving average, 50-day moving average comes up, hits the high there and falls back down. And right now, we're in this scenario right now. So right now, we saw this price action bounce off the 50-day moving average, and theoretically, if it goes up another, let's say that was about 85, it was about 9. So let's say about around 86%, 87%, well, roughly 88% maybe. You know where that falls in between? That falls in between the 0.618 and the 0.786 Fibonacci levels, which was the previous resistance region, and that caused the price to fall over after we came to this region. So maybe we could see a drop like this after it comes to this region just by looking at historical price, but it doesn't mean it has to be like that. But the first thing that I'm going to look at is that if it finds support on the 0.5 level and then finds support on the 0.6818 level, if you find support on the 0.786 level, then this theory won't play out. But if it finds a rejection between these two levels like it did in the past, then we might see a big movement downwards. Now, just looking at the 1 hour time frame too, just wanted to show you one thing. So last time I think I made the video around this region and then I was watching it quite live, and then I saw this in 1 minute, price just pumped, maybe 5 minutes, because maybe one institution just bought everything up, and that kind of changes everything because the technical analysis that we tried to show here fails after one big institution buys it up or sells it. But either way, that did not last because it fell back down to this level and is finding key support on the previous support region like it was here, which was resistance here. It's multiple times. So we can say that's a good support and resistance level. Looking on the 1 day, I wanted to show you one more thing on the 1 day. So we've had this increase in price for a very long time, from here to here, but the RSI kept moving downwards from this point of there, like we actually may find an RSI that's creating a triangle. This triangle may break out soon, and because of that, we may see a big movement upwards or downwards. But this is just theory, obviously. So generally, when we see a triangle after a movement upwards, the breakout through the triangle is generally upwards. But there's a slight weakness on the price action right now because there's strong resistance around this region. So if we see a big movement downwards, then that could be a reason because the RSI was in this triangle and it was going to form a movement either upwards or downwards. So like that or like that. And that's enough for this today's video.